they give a little excerpt about the movie, and then they kind of show the trailer. But first of all, they want us to believe that the players were watching the trailer and everybody's clapping and stuff. I'm like, ain't no screen is out there. I'm looking like, where did they show the trailer at? Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new episode of the Challenge World Championship. This is episode 8. Episode 8. Oh my gosh, 9. Episode 9. Yes. So this episode starts off a little bit differently because we start off right in the bar this time. Usually we've been coming back from elimination, but this time they skipped all that and they went straight to the bar.
And I don't understand why, because nothing really happened. I mean, we get a conversation, but I still don't understand why we just didn't go straight to the house. Like, this is how you know.
Maybe they thought that part was, I don't know. They just.
This is how you know the show is almost over, because they literally was just like, let's just fill time, honestly. That's exactly what
stuff I think needed to be. I don't know. I think some clarification happened because, like I said, they went to the bar and then they give a little kind of different scenes showing everybody's alliances, and I think it made it a little bit more clear to me. I like that to clearly see who is with who. I still don't kind of understand why Troy can't be a part of Kelly and the Lions. They just took them off the board because like they was like, we lost 2 teams, so which is Troy and Amber. But why automatically does him being partners with KC make him not part of that alliance? You know what I mean?
Because he was on
factor.
Yeah, because Troy is only one voice and Casey was already aligned somewhat with the USA people.
She's aligned with the USA people. He's aligned with those people. We need to push for these alliances. Like, why does their alliance trump his alliance?
Because he don't really have an alliance.
He never had anybody.
It was just like unofficial, like
like he was just Troy was
in
never
agreement with people.
Troy never needed an alliance. He was just there.
And he still is literally just there. He literally
he's just there. Like he doesn't. Yeah, he don't count for nobody's numbers. He not
did count for numbers. They was counting him because when
they was counting Amber.
they were counting
them as a team. Amber and Troy, they was counting them as a team.
But
when
like you said, once Amber left.
But once Amber left, he was just there. No one's talked any strategy with him in trying to get him involved with numbers and voting and things of that. Like, nobody's really going to him. So, like, he's literally just there.
So he just, like, he would...
At least Casey has attempted to work the numbers and work different alliances. Troy did none of that. Troy he go to a challenge. He do his best. He don't win. He sit down and he say whatever the hell he need to say in order to vote for somebody. And then he go stand and watch the elimination. He go back home. He don't do nothing. I'm fine with that. He stay out of it.
Yeah.
I will say we do get a conversation, which I still don't understand, with Tori and Danny stating that they need to come to a compromise to figure out what they need to do to make their situation work. Because I still don't understand why Danny feels... Because I feel like, I don't know if it happened later or in this moment, but somebody said it, like, your numbers aren't our numbers. They're not in the phones. They're not protecting us. They're not doing nothing for us. So why are we keeping them with us? Because, like, literally, Jordan is your number. Kaz is your number. Like, why are you trying to get rid of your numbers?
But Danny and Sarah consider Emily and Yes their number. So,
but even Sarah was like, Danny is my number 1, and Danny said the same thing. Sarah's my number 1. So long as y'all good.
But like Danny made a point. I got one number 1. Tori got more than one number 1. So he's like,
Tori got one. Tori got 3 one in the possible.
But that's what I'm saying. She got. So he's saying. I mean, his part is kind of valid. I got one person. You keep trying to say more than one person. We only got. You got one, I got one. You can't.
But it also helps that the one person that Danny is working with is on the same country as him. So it's a little bit more easier to protect because it's like you're gonna automatically want to go and save your countrymen. Well, that's what the Team USA was supposed to be doing from the beginning. In terms of what Tori got done, you got people all over the damn place.
Yeah.
Because now, because Casey was with your side, but when Ben was here, he wasn't. So it was like Casey was de facto Australian. Now she's actually on the Australian side, and then you still got Jordan, who's on Team UK. So it's like you got too much going on trying to save.
I feel like even if that is the case, which I mean, I understand what y'all saying, but I feel like Casey is a non-factor to Tori. Like, if it comes down to it, it's Jordan. Jordan is her number one.
Correct.
Like,
it's really Jordan.
That's who she's gonna protect. So the whole Casey thing, I understand what Danny's saying, but at the same time, she hasn't really done anything to protect Casey per se. Like, her main thing was protecting Jordan.
Yeah, but she is going
now, this episode, yes, she did what she had to do to protect KC, but mainly in all the past episodes, it's always been Jordan is the one she's really fighting for.
But that's because Casey wasn't really up for, like, nothing was really.
Exactly, that's my point. So
she never really needed to protect Casey.
She never really needed to protect Casey, but she would have.
When she did, it was like y'all already had the numbers to move the vote somewhere else. So it was just like, I mean, realistically, from what I've noticed, it's more of Tori want to get to that final with Jordan.
Well, I do want to talk about really quickly. Before the challenge, we see a conversation. Well, first off, Casey did mention as well that she want to get Yes and Emily out too. So they threw that little nugget in there. As a couple people in the house is like, Yes, Emily got to go. I don't care what y'all doing, but they got to go. But also, Kaz and Tristan have a talk, and they want to work together, but now they kind of on team. They're on teams that have partners. I'm sorry, he's not, but Kaz is on team with Jordan, and Jordan is not part of. Don't want to work with them really, and so he's like, I'm gonna try my best to work with you, but I'm on a team with Jordan. But if it does come down to it, I'm gonna let you know first. And so that is key for this episode. She tells Tristan,
and it was in that moment that I knew everything that I needed to know.
Yeah, she says if we have
once she said, long as we don't say each other's names sneakily, I will come to you and tell you if I'm voting for you. We're good. Right. And once she said that, I was like, well, I guess it's
we know who's going home.
Yeah.
I still kind of didn't know. I felt like several people got kind of a edit that made it seem like they was going home, and I was a little bit like,
I knew who it was. In that conversation, I knew who it was.
You always know within the first 5 to 8 minutes.
Because they did like a little thing.
You always they make it too obvious. They gotta, I don't know what production need to change the way they do the edits, because stop making the episode about people. Stop doing that, because the second the episode is about them, it's always one key phrase or one key conversation, and it's like, well, I know how this is about to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get to the challenge. The challenge is inspired by the new Transformers movie.
I need them to stop doing that. Stop it.
At least it wasn't like a pop out like last time where
that was terrible.
3D effect.
I can't remember the last time I watched the Transformers movie.
But he was explaining this. I was like, this challenge is confusing and a lot of convoluted stuff, and it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
it makes sense.
It makes sense the way that it was explained.
Yeah. It makes sense, but I feel like it didn't make sense as far as like, how is this a challenge? Like, all they did was jump from one and then
it was so easy. It was so easy.
Especially this might be the bottom, the top part, the jumping part. That seemed like, because all they had to do was jump, and not that I could do it. So I'm not thinking it's like ready to do it.
But I mean, all you had to do was like jump once and jump back. I mean, they've done harder challenges that involve moving vehicles before, and it's just like, the whole concept of it coming in was TJ was saying, "Oh, this is gonna be one sick ass challenge." And it's like, bro, all they did was unlock a box and the girls drove fucking doom buggies.
I also drove, so it was
I agree. He
Oh
said
my!
this has never been seen before. And then I was like, okay, something different. And then the semi trucks come out again. I'm like, not the semi trucks again. They rented these
Every
semi
time you see
trucks.
the
They
semi
rent
truck,
these semi
I
trucks about a
just
month. Okay, they got a contract with the semi truck company. We gonna use your semi truck every challenge. Okay, because what?
I
So
just didn't. I just felt like it was lackluster. I just felt like it needs some more. It like them like it didn't like. I just don't understand. 'Cause in theory, the only thing that mattered was how fast you jumped across, like where you was at as far. Because the only thing that really mattered was distance. Because like I mean, you could push the car as far as you can, but it's really about how far away were you from the finish line to begin with, and how far or how long it took your partner to jump across, whatever the case may be. So it was just like lackluster. They should have did like a lap around, or like it should have been like different like keys you got to get. Like you got to go back, unlock 4 things, then you can like set your partner out. Like it just needed to be more. It just like
the
yeah,
person on top of the truck should have had to do more, I think, and it would have made
yeah.
it more interesting.
Even
at
the
this
person
point,
driving, like all they did was do a straight line. Like
because they're running out of fucking ideas.
yeah.
When you gotta produce 37 challenges a fucking year, you start running out of ideas. And
I think they should
so
just revisit
this is
old
a prime
challenges.
example of them completely running out of an idea. As many challenges as we've seen them do on semis, all the puzzles, all the different types of jumping back and forth, the convoluted moving the balls from one end to the other, they're running out of ideas. So
Yeah.
this is what we get.
So this challenge is called highway hijacking. One player jumps from a speeding semi truck to another speeding semi truck, grabbing a key. They will jump back to the other truck, unlock a detonator, or unlock and hit a detonator. Then the player underneath is strapped into a 4-wheel ATV inside the truck. Once the partner on top of the semi hits the detonator, it will release. I don't even know what it will. It's just cut on the light, and then they go through drywall and speed to the finish line.
Yeah.
And the first person that goes is Emily. No, actually, no. Theo and Sarah were the first ones. The first
Yeah.
ones to go. They did it pretty quickly. Then we see Yes and Emily go next, and Yes is the one on top, and Emily is the one driving. And Emily crosses the finish line, but she ends up crashing and doing several turnovers in her car. And I was like, yeah, at that point I was like, yeah, y'all gotta stop doing some of these challenges because y'all not doing safety checks or safety tests because ain't no way.
Yeah.
Nah, don't put that on the safety test. How the fuck do you crash going in a straight line?
She was going to, I think when you put on the brake, it probably like I don't
But
know.
she had, first of all, I know that they're not idiots, so I know that they moved the start line from any, like they put the finish line in an open area. So all you had to do was politely just hitting the brakes hard when you're going probably damn near 100 miles an hour. Obviously, is a bad idea, especially in a dune buggy. But you're going in a straight line. She managed to somehow flip herself
Because
in
like
a
you
straight
said,
line.
you're going a certain amount of speed, and
Yeah, she
you're
probably
once
just
you
hit the
cross that
brake.
finish line, you hit that brake. Whether like she should have slowly started like doing the brake once she got across, and then just come to a
Nah,
stop.
that's good.
But she did a quick hit, which stopped her
That was
car,
that
and
was
then
just
boom, boom,
common
boom, boom.
sense. That was just
I
common sense.
mean,
Because common sense would tell you if you slam on the brakes going at 100 miles an hour, you're gonna fly out the fucking window. Luckily, you was strapped down, so I'm glad she didn't get severely injured. But my God, it's a straight line. How the hell you
Yeah, I
like
think that's what must have happened. She definitely hit the brakes.
like if because in my thought, especially when we saw it in the preview, I was like, oh, it's gonna be some weird ass turn, some obstacle. She got to avoid or
that's what I
something.
thought. I thought it was gonna be like a
And
bumper
then
car,
it
like a
actually
little obstacle course.
right. And then it happened. I'm like, bro, you crashed in a straight line? It's just like, Jesus Christ, where do you find these people?
She's a swimmer, not a driver. So,
But that's sad.
Well, I
so
mean, I don't know. I always say I can put myself in these people's shoes because I know I would have flipped and ended up somewhere too. So
Nah, I got some damn sense. I ain't flipping no fucking Dune.
I guess I can't drive because
I done had my experiences with Dune buggies and ATVs. I am not, you don't hit no damn brake going 100 miles a damn hour. No matter what the hell you driving.
As we see with Tori, she said she was trying to do a donut.
He was just being that's just being silly. That's just being silly. That's fine. I'm fine with you crashing because you're being silly. I'm not fine with you crashing because you're going in a straight line and you don't know how to fucking apply brakes properly. That's just egregious at this point.
Egregious.
Yeah. So this challenge was pretty uneventful. Honestly, it was straightforward. All the teams go. There's no issues. Everybody completed. Like you said, Tori and Danny go, and Tori tries to do a donut. Once she crosses the finish line, and end up tilting over ever so slightly. TJ announces the top two teams are Theo and Sarah, Woots Woots, and Jordan and Cass, Woots Woots. And ultimately, the winner is Jordan and Cass with the best overall time. And the losers, they also mentioned that Jordan and Cass get to go to the premiere of the Transformers movies. I guess that's better than the Burger King challenges. So after that, he announces that the losers are Kiki and Darrell, and they had the worst time, and they're headed straight.
That alliance just can't never catch a break. Never catch a break. I was like, come on now, please let somebody that's not usually in the bottom be in the bottom. And then they said Kiki and Darrell. I was like, no.
I'm not even convinced they lost. I'm just convinced that the producers are
exactly
because in my mind, as I was watching, I'm like, there's no way that they actually came in last. I'm like, they're probably just doing that for plot reasons.
Yeah.
It's like for that whole alliance to just be taken out one by one and come in the bottom each time that they got taken out.
That's what I'm saying. It's too convenient. Like this one, especially this challenge. This is too convenient.
Yeah, literally, we have the same 3 teams in eliminations this whole season. So we're back in the house, and Kellyanne had the nerve.
That was Kellyanne was going around the people. I was like, Kellyanne, what is happening?
Bro, that was the most.
And I'm always every week I come on here and I advocate for Kellyanne. I come on here
I tried to tell you she don't
fight the
know
Kellyanne battle. I was like, Kellyanne, why are you talking to people's alliances? Like known alliances, saying I think Sarah in.
Yeah, I've never been more frustrated watching this show. I literally have not been this frustrated in a long time. I'm like, you cannot be serious. Asking these people to vote your way, and they have literally been against you from the beginning, and willingly sending you into your face. Like they ain't even been lying to your face. They've been telling you, "I want you going," to your face, and you still asking for votes. And you think
it wasn't even the asking for the votes for me. It was who she was asking.
She was suggesting.
Yeah, she was like, so Kellyanne essentially goes to Emily and Yes and asks them to nominate Theo and Sarah.
And Emily was like, what?
It's like, has she been watching? It's like, clearly she's not watching the show, but like, are you paying attention to the shit that we watching? Because it's like, where did you
vocal?
I'm trying to figure out where she put the puzzle together, and I'm like, where'd you get the pieces from? You want Sarah, and you want Emily and Yes to vote for Sarah, who Sarah has been very vocal about protecting from the beginning.
Yeah.
When did that's I'm like, where are you pulling this idea from, and why do you think this is gonna work?
Yeah,
and then literally she went to KC and said you should vote in Tori.
I'm like,
she didn't do it.
It's like she literally didn't even pay attention to the elimination vote last week because Tori literally got upset that she had to throw a vote on Casey. I'm like,
well, to be fair, I mean, she wasn't there. She was the winner of that episode, so she wasn't in the chamber.
they filled her ass.
I mean, I'm not saying it makes sense.
They filled her ass
in there during that discussion.
they filled they filled that ass in. I would have at least.
Yeah, I just didn't understand Kellyanne. Like,
I think Kellyanne just sometimes she panicked, and so she just like come up with the first thing because she working on the fly. She trying to save her partner. So I do believe maybe she just panicked, and maybe it wasn't like a thought out plan. But yeah, he was talking to the
but
wrong
none of her
to
social game plans was really thought out though. Like,
except for that one where she did get
Kellyanne be having some good plans. The plan she had with Johnny backstabbed her.
Yeah.
And then the one she got, the last one that she had,
she has good ideas but terrible execution.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Good ideas, just bad execution. Because this one right here, this was just a shitty idea from the beginning.
So then we see Jordan and Tori and Danny and Sarah have a conversation to basically will vote Tristan and Kellyanne, but next week you need to vote in Emily and Yes. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is smart. However, this whole season, I don't trust Sarah, and I would not like this. I just don't.
Yeah, they made a point to point this out. So next week they probably ain't gonna try to do it. They ain't gonna do right.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
So yeah, we don't see Kaz a part of the conversation. I think Theo comes in like at the tail end of the conversation when they're doing rock paper scissors, but he's not really a part of the conversation either. So basically, Sarah's like, I'll say what I have to say now, but she said Ben was a snake for doing the same thing. But that's none of my business. So yeah. So then they decide who will be the sacrificial lamb between Theo and Sarah and Tori and Danny. So Tori and Danny are eventually the ones that they will nominate for elimination along with Tristan and Kellyanne.
Yeah. So we get to nominations, and basically everything kind of goes according to plan. Tori and Danny nominate themselves, and Kellyanne and Tristan, and everybody in their alliance follows suit, and then Kellyanne and Tristan nominate Tori and Danny. And who was the second vote for them? Sarah and Theo.
No,
yes, or was it Emily? Yes,
it was one of the two.
Yeah, but it really didn't matter because the majority rule, and it came out it came out Tori and Danny and Kellyanne and Tristan for the two votes that will be the two people that will be suggested.
So we get to elimination because literally nothing happens in this episode. So we find out that it's Tristan's birthday. So sad.
And, you see Danny and them talking about, it's so sad it's his birthday. He going into elimination, but they don't really care. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because we know you don't even care.
Yeah. So Kellyanne does make a flower little arrangement out of some rosemary and lavender, all nature. And she basically was saying, she's zen, she's not stressed, she's, she was basically, I think she was checked out, honestly. She was like, whatever the result is, I'm okay with it.
I do kind of feel that way. Like towards the end, Kellyanne was kind of like, they about to vote us, so whatever. I do kind of feel that.
She reached fuck it mode. At that point, it was just like, fuck it, I don't even care.
Yeah. So we at the elimination. It's called Hands Off, where players will use giant chopsticks to carry Tetris-shaped puzzle pieces over a balance beam and then down the stairs, over a line, and then once they get all 9 pieces across, they will have to complete a puzzle.
Well, first I want to say when they had to pick the team, and Kaz and Jordan, and they say it will be Tristan and Kellyanne. I was like, now Kaz, girl. Kaz. was like, literally, all you had to do was tell this boy, like, tell this man that he is going in. And then she didn't I don't know why she didn't do that. Like, I definitely didn't make sense to me because
I don't think she really was. I think she was gaslighting herself. She wanted to believe that Jordan really wasn't going to throw in Kellyanne and Tristan. He would potentially throw in his ex-fiance and Danny to potentially get out a strong team in Darrell and Kiki to keep a weaker team and to run the final with Kellyanne and Tristan. I think she literally believed Jordan would go along with that dumbass idea.
To backtrack a little bit, I do want to commend Kaz on trying to poorly convince Jordan. She's like, well, that's the hard brawl, and then
it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard.
It was. That's what I'm saying. It was a very poor attempt at gaslighting.
It wasn't.
She literally tried to gaslight this nigga into make change his mind. It didn't work. Then she tried to gaslight herself, and it didn't work.
Yeah, they didn't even show Jordan response because it really didn't require a response. You asked me a question. You need to tell me that we are not throwing your people in. She was like, no, So I was like, oh, I don't know.
And to add to the gaslighting fuel, when she was like, I voiced my opinion to Jordan before, and everybody thinks Jordan makes all the decisions, and then we come to elimination, and it's like, I'm sorry, Tristan, I hate myself, but
you see what I'm saying? Gaslighting. Just like her whole point of the episode was to gaslight herself, Jordan, Tristan, everybody.
Yeah, if I was Kaz and I really wanted to show, I would have just been like, you know what? I'm not voting in my person. I said I wouldn't. We're just gonna have to either go down in this elimination and whatever the case may be, we just take out Darrell and Kiki ourselves. Because at that point, it's like, what you got to lose? Like, that's why I don't understand. Like, I get playing it safe and not wanting to go against your partner or like shaking it up or risking your own elimination. But at the same time, like, you can't try to, like, don't be in a confessional talking about, I feel bad, I hate myself. And then next episode, you talking about Jordan, you're being fake. Like, you wanted to, like, no, you can't do that. You agree with the decision.
You agree with the decision. If you go along with the vote, you agree with it to an extent. So if you definitely want to be on your morals, you want to stand 10 toes down, then pull a Zach and not change your mind and take your ass in elimination with some damn blue jeans on.
So this elimination was pretty, I mean, I don't want to say it was rigged, but something about this elimination just don't sit right in my spirit.
You always tell us it's something rigged. This was not rigged.
I don't want to say it's rigged. I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm just saying I personally didn't like the outcome. I don't know. Something about this elimination just don't sit right with me. But
it was dumb. Is what it was.
Yeah, I just felt
it
like
didn't really make sense.
Yeah. But basically, Tristan and Kellyanne, they start off good. Then they literally are lose. Basically, they just lost the puzzle part. Darrell and Kiki, they had some stumbling across the finish line. They were dropping their pieces left and right. Kiki was getting mad, but they finally found the rhythm. And then they was able to start the puzzle first. So that's really how they ended up winning. They just had a head start over.
Yeah. Darrell is really good at the tangerine puzzle.
Yeah, so it's crazy because I be rooting for Kellyanne, but I'm not mad that Darrell and Kiki are still here too. I wish they could both be here. I really do. But in the end, Kellyanne and Tristan weren't able to come through with this one, and Kiki and Darrell will be staying.
Sent Tristan home on his birthday. So in the first place, we have.
You can say it with a little more enthusiasm. I'm going to stop right there. You can say it with a little bit more enthusiasm because what I feel like, when you was doing it the last 4-5 weeks, you had a lot of enthusiasm. You was happy about it. I want that same energy. I don't like how you read that. That was a little rude. I don't like that.
So in first place, we have Savon with 981 points.
That's better.
Basically, your team was really the only people doing anything in the episode, which is why.
Absolutely.
which is why you got all the points, because you literally have teams on your your draft. But
I got Darrell and
you're in
Kiki.
first
I
place.
got Casey and Troy. I got the two biggest alliance members, and I got somebody who won the challenge.
In second place,
bare bones, boy. God,
is me with 610 points. I lost Kellyanne and Tristan. RIP to the homies. Now I only have Theo and Tori.
Those not two bad players to have. If you're gonna have two players, that's not two bad players to have.
Yeah, the same. I think I got a strong 2. So we'll see how it goes.
Damn, strong 2.
In third place, we have Gigi with 397 points.
You don't gotta say the number so loud. Loud.
Right? Why you being so
loud,
rude, bro? Like
you like 397 points.
Like he said that so clear.
So you have we'll see how next episode goes.
I'm about to say I probably gonna have Jordan sit on his page by himself.
Bro, you gonna have one person, he gonna have 2. I'm gonna have an entire team still. That's gonna be great.
Okay, well, let's close it out, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching our video. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the episode, and we will see you on our next video. Peace.